the order of sharps and flats in the circle of fifths. Now you have to know how to do both of those for it to make any sense. You have to understand what both of them mean. So we had talked about certain keys. We said, okay, the key of A had 3 sharps, the key of E flat had 3 flats, the key of F had 1 flat. We can talk about that and we can memorize them, and that will tell us what we need to do to create the correct combination of half steps and whole steps to make it sound like a major scale. That's what the major key signatures do, right? So instead of us figuring it out every time, we just memorize this and then we automatically know. So if we're playing on our instrument, you know, we really think about it. We just say, okay, key of F, 1 flat, and you're going to play F to F, and you're going to play B flat, and you play that. All right. So this is a tool to help you memorize these. And again, this is just a start, but go ahead and, I know I gave you a copy of this, but go ahead and draw this with me right now. Go ahead, just take out a piece of paper, and you can draw it with me up on the board, but you can kind of look at that sheet and see if you can end up with the same thing.
We do it on the back of it?
I wouldn't. I'd take another sheet. Yeah, I want you to hang on to that. That's something you're going to need to probably most of you are going to look at that a lot. I wouldn't mess that up. I'd save that. It's going to help you. All right. So make a circle, and then right at the top, everybody, at 12 o'clock, make it C. 1 o'clock, G. 2 o'clock, D. 3 o'clock, A. 4 o'clock, E. Is everybody writing this with me? Mm-hmm. Okay, so 12 o'clock C, 1 o'clock G, 2 o'clock D, 3 o'clock A, 4 o'clock E, 5 o'clock B, 6 o'clock F sharp, 7 o'clock C sharp. All right, now this side is the sharp side. You can just make a sharp over here. So this is C, G, D, A. It's not G sharp, but we call this the sharp side. I'll tell you why in just a minute. This is called the sharp side. All right, now we're going to do the flat side. So here I am at C. At 11 o'clock, I'm going to write F. 10 o'clock, B flat. 9 o'clock, E flat. 8 o'clock, A flat. Now right by the C sharp at 7 o'clock, I'm going to write D flat. Hey, what do we know about D flat and C sharp? They're called enharmonic equivalents, right? And these are called enharmonic keys. They're different key signatures, but they actually sound the same. And down here, there's another one. It's G flat. So right at 6 o'clock under F sharp, I'm going to write G flat. And at 5 o'clock, I'm going to write C flat. All right. So here's the thing. How many letter names are there? 7. All right, notice. I have this key, by the way, is all naturals. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sharp keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flat keys. All right, because this is the key, F is the key of, this is 1 flat, 2 flats, 3 flats, 4 flats, 5 flats, 6 flats, 7 flats. And this is 1 sharp, 2 sharps, 3 sharps, 4 sharps, 5 sharps, 6 sharps, 7 sharps. And that tells me, this tells me how many sharps or flats are in each key. So let's just write that. This tells me how many. So you can just look at this. Key of B flat has what?
2 flats.
2 flats, right? The key of E flat has
3.
3 flats. The key of A flat has
4.
4 flats. Everybody see what I'm talking about? The key of C flat has 7 flats. Every note is flat. Because you can only have 7 flats, right? Because there's 7 notes, so we only go to 7 flats. The key of C sharp, then how many would that have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sharps. The key of C natural, by the way, is 7 naturals, but a lot of times people just say no sharps or flats. But it's 7 naturals in it. So the C keys are all 7. 7 naturals, 7 sharps, and 7 flats. So how many flats does the key of D flat have?
5.
5 flats, and the key of C sharp has
7.
7 sharps. So you're going to keep this straight. That this is a sharp key, and this is a flat key. So this on the flat keys we're going this way. On the sharp keys we're going this way. So this is how I find out how many. What that means is that if I want to make a scale starting on D, I'm going to write letter names D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And I'll know that if I put 2 sharps in there, right, 1, 2, I'm going to get the key of D. Now, it's not just any 2 sharps though, right? So I've got to know which ones. So this is one piece. How many? Now I've got to know which ones. And in order to know that, I have to understand the order of sharps and flats. All right, we're going to learn to make those in the grand staff. So first you make a line over the left-hand side of your paper, and then you put a bracket on it. And you see I've drawn it from the top line of one staff to the bottom line of a staff below it. So I'm including 2 staffs. I'm going to put a treble clef in the top staff, a bass clef in the bottom staff. But now I have my grand staff. All right, we'll do the order of sharps first. Now, very important. There's a specific order. There's also a specific way to place them on the staff. So it's not just any way. It has to be in a specific place. But here's the order: F, C, G, D, A, B, B. And F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Fat cats go down alleys eating bugs. Wait a minute. Father can get drunk at every bar. Whatever you like. There could be something about Elvis too. I don't know that one. Doesn't matter. So as long as you get F, C, G, D, A, E, B, start with F, and we'll put the first sharp right here, right on that top line in the treble clef. Let me just do the treble clef first, and then I'll come back and do the bass clef. So I go down to the 3rd space for C sharp, up to the top of the staff for G sharp. So this is where the G note is, right? So this is G sharp. To the 4th line for D sharp. To the 2nd space for A sharp. Top 4th space for E sharp, and the middle line, 3rd line for B sharp. Okay, that's why I want you to place those sharps. In treble clef, they always go there. All right, let's go down to the bass clef. Bass clef, the first sharp goes on the 4th line. C sharp goes on the 2nd space. 4th space for G sharp. Okay, 3rd line for D sharp. Hey, by the way, notice what I'm doing. So when I made, I should have said this before, but, well, we had talked about this, but when I made the F sharp, notice how that F line goes right through the middle of the sharp, right? When I made the C sharp, you see it's right in the middle, so it's really clear what I'm talking about, right? I'm not just placing them anywhere. It's a very specific place on the staff. So I've got F, C, G, D. I go down for A on the bottom space, up to the third space for E, and the second line for B sharp. So in bass clef, this is where they go, and you notice it's the same shape as we had in treble clef, right? So I started on F, I went down for C, up for G, down for D, down for A, up for E, down for B. So these are the order sharps. Now I can tell you, all right, so how many sharps would be in the scale of D? 2. This tells you which ones. So it would be the first 2. So it would be F sharp and C sharp. So it's going to be they're going to always go right in order. So if there's 1 sharp, key of G, if I want to make a scale of G, what's the sharp going to be?
F sharp.
The first sharp, F sharp. There's no G sharp in it, is there? So it's the scale of G. So what does that mean? Let me just make a scale here for you. Let's say I want to make a scale of G. I'm going to just make it right here. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, I could just write the F sharp here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in the key signature. Now, what that tells me, when I put it here, right next to the clef, that tells me that all the Fs in this piece are sharp. So whenever I see F from now on in this piece, I'm going to play it sharp. Now, that would make the G scale sound like a major scale with F sharp. So here it is. You see? So we could take any of these. So I could say, okay, how many sharps are in the key of E? 4. And so we would use F, C, G, D. You see what I mean?
It's pretty clever.
It's pretty slick, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just have to memorize it. You're right. It's great. It works great. All right. So now we're going to go on to the flat keys. All right. The flat keys. The order of, pardon me. We have the flat keys. We're going to go to the order of flats. The order of flats is the same as the order of sharps backwards. So I could just say B, E, A, D, G, C, F. And that's the order. B, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Some people like to say B, greatest common factor. To me, G, C, F is easy. But if you like greatest common factor, you can use it.
The way that I memorized it was, for the sharps, I say Father Charles goes down and ends battle. And then for the flats, I say battle ends and down goes Charles' father.
Okay, you can do that too. That's good too. It's easier for me to remember B, GCF, whatever helps. Folks, but if you still have to think about Father can't get drunk at every bar or something like that next week or 2 weeks from now, you're going to be behind. So we want to learn them really even faster than that. Okay, so that's a good, but you have to have a starting place. So that's a good starting point. All right, so let's go to put these on the staff. So B flat goes on the middle line. E flat goes on the fourth space. A flat goes on the second space. And then we go up for D flat to the fourth line, down for G flat to the second line, up for C flat, third space, and we're going to put F flat right at the first space there. So we just started the middle line for B, up for E, down for A, up for D, down for G, up for C, down for F. Yeah. All right. Same thing in bass clef, except we're going to start on the second line. So B flat up to the third space for E flat, down to the second space for A flat, third line for D flat, bottom line for G flat, second space for C flat, and all the way down, we actually put that last F. It actually goes below the staff. Goes right there. Now again, I didn't make this up. This isn't my way. This is the way I was taught. This is the way people throughout the world do it. I'm just showing you this is the way musicians do it.